Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Report, Spurs, Warriors have contacted Jazz about Lauri Markkanen within past week. But on the other hand, assuming Markkanen doesn't get moved, the Jazz may have to do some reassuring once the season begins. And truth is, it doesn't seem like they want to trade him. They may, however, be open to it. They are also said to at least be willing to listen. Lately, they have taken calls on Markkanen from the Golden State Warriors and San Antonio Spurs, two teams whose salary structure would make it fairly easy for them to slide Markkanen into their cap space. All of this is per Brett Siegel of Clutch Points. That leaves the Warriors and Spurs as two very real suitors for Markkanen, sources said, that have been in contact with the Jazz multiple times within the past week, Siegel wrote. After failing to pull off a trade for Paul George and after losing Klay Thompson in free agency, the Warriors have remained steadfast in their pursuit of championship-level talent around Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. All options are on the table for Golden State, yet it is unknown if they have offered their best young talent, Jonathan Kuminga, for Markkanen despite holding him out of trade conversations for George. Meanwhile, the Spurs may look to make one big splash after adding veterans Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes to Victor Wembanyama already this offseason. Paul and Barnes are two fantastic mentors for the Spurs to have as they enter the Victor Wembanyama era, Siegel wrote. Markkanen is a player the Spurs would be interested in giving a long-term contract to, sources said, and his fit next to Wembanyama as another 7-footer would be impossible to stop. Keldon Johnson has been made available in trade talks dating back to the trade deadline, sources said, yet the Spurs have kept Devin Vassell's name out of all discussions to this point. That said, one league source told Hoops Wire that he would be surprised if the Jazz actually moved on from Markkanen, as he's become the type of player around whom you build. Dallas Mavericks, Klay Thompson's message to Mavs will make Golden State Warriors fans jealous. It will take time for NBA fans, especially Golden State Warriors supporters, to get used to a world where Klay Thompson is no longer with the Dubs. Now with the Dallas Mavericks, Thompson is excited about his future in the NBA, and he let everyone know about it on Tuesday when he was officially introduced as a Mav. In a video posted by the Mavericks on their official X, formerly Twitter, account, Thompson looked and sounded every bit thrilled about starting a new chapter in his NBA career, as he sent a message to Dallas fans. Maverick fans, it's Klay Thompson checking in from the HQ. Man, I'm so excited to be here. I got my new threads, number 31. Just like the Jet. We got a chip in this same number. That's what I plan to do. It starts today. I'm getting to work, about to get some shots up. Let's go. We got greatness on the horizon after winning 4 NBA championships and earning 5 NBA All-Star selections with the Warriors. It is now time for Thompson to help a new team achieve the team goals he helped Golden State achieve. The Mavericks have the weapons to go deep in the playoffs, and Thompson could be the one to help Dallas get over the hump after falling short of winning the franchise's first NBA title since 2011. The Mavericks lost to the Boston Finals in the 2024 NBA Finals in part because of their lack of shooting from the perimeter, something that Thompson can definitely provide Dallas. New Lauri Markkanen trade update reveals disappointing news for Golden State Warriors, Miami Heat and San Antonio Spurs. Lauri Markkanen's days on the trade block could soon come to an end, which is very bad news for the Golden State Warriors, Miami Heat, and San Antonio Spurs. We are over a week into the thick of the NBA offseason, and there has been a boatload of activity around the game. All-stars have signed with new teams, and blockbuster trades have turned playoff teams into title contenders for next season. However, there have been few bigger stories in the league over the last week than the sizable trade market for Utah Jazz star Lauri Markkanen. Despite being the prized jewel of the organization, the Jazz have reportedly been taking offers on the talented 7-footer. Several notable teams have been linked to a pursuit of Markkanen, including the Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, and Miami Heat. And now with many of the top players off the free agent market, and few better talents on the trade block, the 27-year-old could be the last good chance for the Warriors, Heat, and Spurs to add a player that could make a major impact in the short and long term. However, any remaining hopes that those teams and their fans had of finalizing a blockbuster trade for Lauri Markkanen were dashed following a surprising new update on his trade status. The Athletics Jazz insider Tony Jones is reporting that some within the league who have grown more convinced that the Jazz, after exploring Markkanen's trade market, plan to renegotiate and extend him, using their saved-up cap space. Jones also adds that the forward enjoys playing in Utah and the organization is in no rush to move him. Furthermore, in reality, even if the Jazz can extract a big offer and a ton of assets for Markkanen, he might be more valuable to the Jazz than the rest of the league, Jones wrote recently. The offers thus far are reportedly pick-heavy, and interested teams are not offering players than be a part of a Jazz turnaround in return. While some players are against the NFL expanding the schedule again, Cincinnati Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow is on board if certain conditions are met. Burrow actually detailed several proposals that would shake up the NFL year. For starters, Burrow wants 2 bye weeks. If the NFL is going to add another game, Burrow believes the players then need another week off from high-level competition. Gotta have 2 bye weeks. I think it would be cool to do a normal bye-week schedule that it is now, said Burrow during an appearance on the Barstool Sports podcast Pardon My Take. But understanding the NFL is a business and the financial benefit is the driving force behind a longer season, Burrow has an idea of what to do with the second bye week. Instead of taking another week away, Burrow suggests the NFL's top players should get together for a festive All-Star weekend, copying the NBA. Have it spread out, but then, like Week 13, do the Pro Bowl break, said Burrow. He elaborated with his full plan. Where you are doing the 7-on-7 and all the skills challenges, like the NBA does, because I think that would get more ratings for the Pro Bowl. And then it would also give everyone that bye week going into the last 6 weeks of the year. And honestly, Burrow's proposal is genius, mostly because it's not if the NFL moves to an 18-week schedule, but when. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell even candidly expressed his support of 18 regular season games during an interview with ESPN in May. The 2022 Pro Bowlers idea also serves as a compromise and fixes multiple issues. Implementing a second bye week would alleviate concerns about the increased risk of injuries. A second bye would provide players more recovery time, something that would be necessary with another game on the schedule. Moving the Pro Bowl from the week before the Super Bowl to the middle of the season would allow the event to truly showcase the game's best players. The current placement makes it impossible for any Super Bowl participant to be part of anything Pro Bowl related. And the biggest reason everyone should get on board with Burrow's proposal is because a mid-season Pro Bowl would likely increase interest in television ratings exponentially. Even though there are football fans who will watch anything football-related over anything else, the numbers indicate the average NFL fan is not tuning into the Pro Bowl. In fact, the Pro Bowl endured an 8.5% ratings drop in 2024, per Sports Business Journal. Of course, the NFL season is different in structure from the NBA, NHL, or MLB, and that's why a mid-season Pro Bowl has never seemed like an option in the past. But since the NFL has already moved away from holding an actual All-Star game and schedule expansion is on its way, a mid-season event to honor the NFL stars seems not only feasible, but the right call. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Lauri Markkanen? Leave your opinion in the comments.